Welcome back to another fast review done fast. Tonight we're going to be taking a look at the T-54 first prototype, or also known as the T-54 Mod 1. So we'll start out with the armor once again, and basically if you're facing the opponent straight on, your armor up on the top is about 195. This front plate, or upper glacis, is about 195. Lower glacis is roughly about 170. If you angle it, you know, about there, be 20, 30 degrees, changes this upper glacis to about 215. So that's your best. And this side right here, straight on to the side, you're looking at 90. But if you angle it about there, that changes this to about 260, or roughly 240 to 260 as you go back. So you want to try and angle your armor, because it'll definitely it's got a good enough side armor to angle it. If you're over angled though, it changes this to about 140 or so, and then they can just pin your side. So only 20 to 30 degrees at most. Your turret here is a 180 on the front, but it's effectively it's almost an auto bounce on the sides here. You can pin this area right in here, just on the outside of the mantlet. Actually, from here on over is pinnable. It's about 200. The top of the mantlet and the bottom of the mantlet, for some reason, is basically an auto bounce as well. It's like 350 to 400, something like that. And then your roof is easily pinnable as well. Basically, you can overmatch the top here, as well as get your cupolas, just like on just about every tank, except for maybe the E5 or something. But your rear, it's just like everything else. You're looking at 45 millimeters. It's basically pinnable by a tier 4 if need be. So luckily you're maneuverable enough. It's not great. It's only 42 for hull traverse, 40 for the turret. But this tank, compared to like the CDC, which scoots around all over the place and, you know, is extremely maneuverable, this one not nearly as much. It's top speed of 44, which is pretty slow for a tier 8 medium, let alone a premium. It's not on the super Pershing side, but still fairly slow. So you're not going to be running around the battlefield like you would in a CDC or something. More like a almost like the T10 that I reviewed last time. It's, you know, not very maneuverable basically for a medium tank, but 1,300 hit points, which is on par with the T-34-3. It's the lowest of the tier 8 premium mediums. At least I believe so. The STA-2 is like 1,420. CDC is 1,400. Super Pershing is 1,500. So as far as the mediums go, that's on the low side of the premiums. And that's pretty much what I'm comparing this to, because it's basically a T-44 hull with the T-54 turret. So if you've ever driven the T-44, it's just not a very, it almost looks identical. Got this little brace going across here, but that's basically nothing. Anyway, you can also, this little viewport right here, you can pin that. But as far as the gun goes, the standard AP is 183 pin with 250 alpha, which was, it was bumped up. I don't remember what it used to be, 180 or something like that. And last patch it was boosted a little bit. if I remember right. But anyway, the APCR is 235 with the same 250 alpha, and then your HE is 50 with 330 alpha. 0.36 dispersion, which is it's fairly good. I mean, it's better than most Russian tanks, so it's got that working for it. But 2.4 aim time, which isn't that great, and 7.5 rounds per minute. So basically, you can see it's 6.75 is my actual reload time. But I've got not a great crew, but 2-skill crew basically, and I do run a gun rammer, so I think that's more or less about 7.4, 7.5 without it, roughly. And I've got vents. I don't run anything else. You can run a gun lane drive. That'll certainly help. Vertical stabilizer. That would definitely help for the dispersion. But anyway, we'll take it into battle and see how we do. And as you can see by my stats, I'm basically I'm an average player, 1045 W8. I'm not one of these guys that shows you ace tanker gameplay. This is live gameplay with me walking over the top of it, so you're going to see every mistake I make, and or I should say a lot of people make. So you're going to see how this tank will handle in the average player's hands. Sometimes I do exceptionally well, sometimes I bomb out in the first minute and a half of the match. So, but we've got a fairly decent matchup. It's tier 8. This doesn't have preferential matchmaking.
It's a trap here.
I don't know why that didn't hit. I'm gonna back my way out of this and head over toward the cap, because it would suck to be capped out. And they've got 3 people in it right now, so we need to shuffle on over there, and these guys don't look like they're moving very fast to be able to do it, so I'm gonna try and not die as I rush my way over here, but no guarantees. It's at 25 seconds left. We don't have a lot of time to do much of anything.
It's a trap!
Shot at him. Luckily then. Tracks ate it. Looking at me. We're gonna angle our side scrape a little bit here. And there's the Patton KR sitting there.
It's a trap!
What happened to that shot, but gonna do a little bounce, and we're gonna head back to this 112 and see if we can clean up him. The other side is starting to collapse on us. Play peekaboo with him.
It's a trap!
Tracked him. Track him again. I don't know if we'll be able to set him on fire or not, but... There we go. No, he's got a little fire extinguisher there, so, but he's done for. And it looks like we're probably going to lose this, sadly enough. Sucks to play a decent game, and as everybody knows, it happens all the time. I don't know where that
It's a
was.
trap!
The building, maybe. I don't know. Wait for this.
It's a trap!
Poor shot on my part. Got a patent KR coming behind me. I'm gonna take him out real quick. Go around the corner here. Caught on stuff. Tiger. I don't know. Maybe Kolobanovs is in my future here. Tracked him. Kind of tough when you get surrounded like that, but either way. I don't know, once the field fell, that was basically the end of it. We stopped the cap, but that wasn't good enough. But got 3,111 damage, 3 kills. Got a defender, which is nice. Class mastery, and for the courageous resistance, 1,115 experience on 50,000 credits. You can see a mediocre game. I mean, I didn't do that, nothing special. Get you 50,000 credits though, so, and you get the bonus for the premium vehicle as well, which looks like it's about roughly 10%. If you combine those two, I think it is 10%. So, anyway, blocked, but let's see, 960 with the armor, pretty good. 586 assistance, which was tracking, looks like, and a little bit of spotting. So, we'll take it out again one more time and see if we can get our daily double for the thing and get a win. So we're pretty light on heavies. Another tier 8 match. I'm getting some sweetheart matchmaking here as far as tiering goes. But out of all the premium tanks, as far as tier 8 mediums go, I mean, I think this is probably the best. CDC, you can do a lot with it. It's got a lot of maneuverability and excellent penetration, 212 penetration, 240 alpha, but it reloads about a 3/4 of a second faster than this tank. But it's got paper armor. It doesn't, you know, this is a lot more forgiving, especially if you're, you know, an average player like me. A Unicum, you know, they'll always, at least from my experience of watching them, they seem to go for maneuverability more than anything else. As long as the gun can keep firing, they can get around the battlefield. They'll do well all the time. The average player, like if you're, you know, like me, I'm getting better, but this tank is just more forgiving, I think. So I prefer the CDC. I do better in it, but I think when I first got the CDC, I certainly didn't. So
Есть пробитие. It's a trap!
But, what I'm trying to say is most people are probably going to do better in this tank.
Не пробил. It's a trap!
To trade him there. We're getting our butts kicked on this side.
Попадание.
Kicked him. So, out of all the premiums, this is mediums, I should say. This is the one I typically advise people to go for. If you're going to buy it, it's your medium premium. Backed out faster here.
Гусеница сбита, движение невозможно.
Might be able to get a couple shots into this.
Есть пробитие.
Probably gonna get shot from the backside there. He really can't pin.
Броня не пробита.
And down I go.
Гусеница сбита, движение невозможно. Повреждение гусеницы. Шанс разрыва увеличен. Цель понял. Командир контужен, видимость снижена. Не пробил. Можно ехать. Есть отставить. Есть попадание.
Probably dead here, but
Пробитие. Гусеница сбита, движение невозможно.
just to see the artillery.
Можно ехать. Есть пробить. Танк уничтожен.
There's just too many tanks. I don't know what happened to the rest of the team. They all just folded basically. But if I was in the CDC, I would have been dead. You know, way before that. And the Super Pershing just doesn't have the speed to get around. Now that the T-34-3 depression, the gun depression has been increased down to 5% or, you know, -5. It's certainly better than it was, but I would still suggest this tank over that. And then the M4A1, it's the same sort of great gun, but doesn't hold up when it comes to battling it out with someone. So if that would have been a medium instead of the WZ-111 there, I could have taken him. If that would have been the T-26 E4 or the M46 Korean there, I would have been able to face hug them and they wouldn't have been able to really do anything to me. But unfortunately, it wasn't, so it is what it is. But that is my fast review done fast of the T-54 first prototype. I would definitely, if you're going to buy one, that's the one I would suggest. But it's all up to you and your play style. It may not match what you like. So anyway, as we come back to the garage here, take a look at the stats. Fortunately, I wasn't able to get a win out of it, but 951 damage, top on experience. 884 spotting, 630 blocked. 17,000 credits on basically nothing. You know, I didn't really add much to the battle. And 364 experience. So, that is that. Stay tuned for more and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.